Hi, welcome to my review of WWE's 2016 Royal Rumble. I'm Spike Von Shadow. Warning, if you haven't seen the match yet, just turn the video off because there will be spoilers. Royal Rumble starts with Roman Reigns, who's the current WWE champion. And it also starts with Rusev, which Rusev gets eliminated first. Two wrestlers in there that I didn't really know, that were kind of nobodies, and they really came in there and surprised me. So, like I said, it's been one of the better ones that I've seen in a long time. And me, the Royal Rumble is near and dear to my heart. You know, the Royal Rumble, I've watched it since I was a little kid, and it's always been my favorite match because it's not about who's the biggest, who's the strongest, but it's about who survives. You know, you've had people like Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels, some of the smallest guys in the entire WWE, who've won it because it's about survival. So, show up with Sheamus, Rusev, and a few other guys with Vince McMahon leading the charge. And they pull Roman Reigns out from the bottom rope, underneath the bottom rope. He was never eliminated until the end. So he's pulled out, and they pull him outside the ring, and then they're beating on him, They destroyed the whole Spanish announce table. And then they take one of the monitors and they bash him over the head with it. And then the paramedics come to take him away. So then they're trying to take him away in a stretcher. And he's like, no, I'm not going to be taken away in a stretcher. And he's like slowly like hobbling out of the ring. Or, back to the backstage area. So we don't see Roman Reigns. So Roman Reigns was not eliminated at that time. So he goes back to the back. So they got 3 of the 4 members of the Wyatt family in there. It was a done deal. They eliminated most of the people that was in the ring. They came in there like a force, like a hurricane. And the Wyatt family are some really big guys. And they're just throwing people out left and right. And that goes on for a good amount of time until Brock Lesnar enters the match. Now keep in mind, in future WWE videos to come, you're going to understand how I have a strong dislike and disdain for Brock Lesnar after, obviously he ended the Undertaker streak. If you don't know, sometime this week I'm going to be releasing a video about myself where I pretty much explain who I am, what I'm about, my purpose here on YouTube, and the whole shebang bang. But pretty much, The Undertaker's always been like my favorite wrestler. And when he beat The Undertaker, broke the streak, it was like the darkest day in like human history. Like the plague and the dark ages weren't even as bad as when he beat The Undertaker. So, I'm not going to get sidetracked. Let's keep moving forward. So, Brock Lesnar comes in there and starts cleaning house. Like he takes on the whole Wyatt family. But that comes back to bite him in the ass later on. So, Miz goes to the ring. And instead of going to the ring, he looks up at Brock Lesnar and then walks around to the announce table. Okay? This is some more like prime fuckery from the Miz. So he walks around, goes to the announce table, sits down, and watches the match for a good 3 to 4 minutes. Maybe a little longer, okay? I'm guesstimating at the amount of time he would, but it's not like he went to the announce table and was there for a minute and then got in the ring. No, he was there for a good minute before getting in the ring. He doesn't actually get into the ring until after the Wyatt family and Brock Lesnar have left the ring. Bray Wyatt comes to the ring. When Bray Wyatt comes to the ring, all hell breaks loose, dude. Like, holy fucking crap, all hell breaks loose. And throughout this match, there's quite a few times when, like, there's no disqualifications in this match. So, people can come in the ring that don't belong in the ring. People can come in the ring that shouldn't be there. And there's no disqualification. So, when Bray Wyatt comes in the ring, all of a sudden, the rest of the Wyatt family comes in from nowhere and helps Bray Wyatt get Brock Lesnar out of the ring. So there goes Brock Lesnar, which Brock Lesnar got screwed over. How does it feel, buddy? How does it feel? Which I had this moment of like, I don't even know. It was like this moment of like retribution, of like justice. Like, yeah, now you know how it feels, motherfucker. That's for what you did to Undertaker. Seriously. Okay, let's keep moving forward here. Sheamus comes to the ring. When Sheamus comes to the ring, then Roman Reigns out of fucking nowhere, dude. Out of nowhere. We're thinking at this point in the match, okay? We're down to the last few people that are entering the ring. We're at right around 28, 29. And he comes to the ring. And Roman Reigns out of nowhere nails him. And then he starts beating on him. And then Roman Reigns comes back to the ring like, yeah! Like, he got a second win. Like, he's coming in there. And at that point, dude, from the start, I was like, man, I want Roman Reigns to win this. To be able to be the first one in and the WWE champion and win this thing, beating 29 other guys, like, that would have been monumental. So he comes back into the ring, mixes it up, and it gets crazy, and he comes in there, starts pounding on people, and pounding on Bray Wyatt, pounding on The Miz, pounding on anybody he can get his hands on. Sheamus finally moseying his way to the ring, and then all fucking hell breaks loose, dude. All hell, and I'm not joking a bit, all hell broke loose. 30th person to enter the damn Royal Rumble, Triple H. Like, that came out of nowhere, dude. And I felt like when he entered the match, like, it was game over. And tall in the middle of the ring, and he sees Triple H coming, and there's this big fucking stare down between the two. Like, Roman Reigns knew at the time, he's like, man, if I'm gonna win this thing, I'm gonna have to take on Triple H. He's gonna be the hardest one to beat. And him being 30th, like, I knew he was gonna win. I just knew it. It was like the Authority had cooped up this whole thing from the very beginning. Everything from having the League of Nations, trying to stomp out Roman Reigns, to Triple H conveniently being 30th. How are you going to take one of the best wrestlers in the entire WWE and put him last? You knew he was going to go in there and clean house. And still, I'll say this again, like, if Undertaker was in the Royal Rumble, would have been a different story. Just saying. Now, so he gets in the ring, everything starts clearing house, and the battle continues, and, everybody's kind of doing their own thing. Dean Ambrose throws, and this is how it goes, and the finale the end of the match was just amazing. Dean Ambrose throws Jericho over the rope. So, at that point, we had Dean Ambrose, Triple H, Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, and it was right around the time that The Miz got thrown out. So The Miz gets thrown out, Jericho gets thrown out, and it's down to Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, Triple H, and Dean Ambrose. And Roman Reigns goes over to take Bray Wyatt out. He tries to throw him over the top rope. And while he's doing that, that's when Triple H comes out of nowhere. The assassin, the cerebral assassin comes out of nowhere. Not only gets Bray Wyatt out of the ring, but Roman Reigns as well in one spill. What is that? So, it's just down, and at this point in the match, dude, you're like, fuck. You got big ass fucking Triple H over here, and then you've got Dean Ambrose over there. Like, who do you think's gonna win the match, dude? Like, that's when you turn it off, because you're just gonna watch Dean Ambrose get slaughtered, and I think it maybe lasted a minute, and then Triple H threw him over the top rope and won. Royal Rumble 2016, I give it a solid 10. I thought the ups and downs of the whole match was really, really good. Tuning into my reviews today. I'm Spykes on Shadow. See you next time.